All right, welcome to another episode of our YouTube channel, Jones Underground. Um, we wanted to get into a few responses from the podcast. We know we tried to do a live stream and
Didn't go too good.
yeah, we couldn't get any sound out of the microphone for some reason. So we're going to go ahead and shoot the video to kind of get into a few of the topics or a few of the responses that we had from the podcast, which was men with female best friends. Now, I do want to say before we get the pitchforks and everything going on this, men, we understand that women have male best friends. They have a whole phone load that, of guy, quote unquote, friends that, want to come see them and help them in a time when you tripping with them or whatever. That's a different episode. We did this one because
we gonna get to it. We gonna get to it.
We got a reply. This was a request from a listener that we took care of. So we'll get into a couple of these replies, and
we will. So let's go into the one of the listeners. They said men with female friends is a no. They said I say this all the time. Because when you're friends with the opposite sex, it's only so much y'all can have in common without it going sexual. So, based on that, I will comment to that and say, to a degree, I get it. It makes sense because, if this person is not someone that you are pursuing in a relationship, there is going to be some limits as to what you all either share or what you comment on, or there's going to be limits on even what you do with this person. So there's going to be a limit where you can't go beyond it because you have another relationship and you're in a relationship. Well, not another relationship, but you're in a relationship with someone, and this is just a best friend. So yeah, to a degree, she's right. Is that, there's only so much that you all can really have in common with each other before it crosses over to something that is either not healthy, because it may not necessarily be sexual, but it may be unhealthy in a sense where you're way too vested in her situations. And this is a grown woman that needs to learn to deal with her issues, you know what I'm saying, or her situations. Like, and I'm gonna give an example because it might sound harsh how I'm saying it, but if like you have a whole girlfriend, fiance, wife, and this woman is calling because she's in an issue with her significant other, that's not your place. You as a man should be like, okay, you know what, I understand you going through this. If it gets to a place where it's too bad, I'll call whoever we need to call. But, you don't cross certain boundaries because, some females want you to be the man of their life while you trying to be the man of somebody else's.
Well,
so I think there's a limit. So I agree. I think there is a limit or a wall that you hit at some point where, it needs to stop.
Well, my take on it is, I know a lot of men who work with women in the music industry, in church and ministry. They work with women at the job and things of that nature. And by their professional relationships, nothing ever goes down because, it's more than just a friendship. This is a situation where you've been in this person, y'all been in the trenches. Mm-hmm. Y'all do work together, but the main issue you need to kind of watch when it comes to that is you need to kind of let Bae know that best friend is not here for your job. She's not here to take your position. She's not coming for me like that. Because some women see other women as competition no matter what the relationship is. But when you talk about a male with best friends, the main thing that you need to understand is...
Wait. You said some females see these other females as competition. Nobody's talking competition.
Well, what she said, if a man has a female friend, there's only so much in common as a man and a woman, but being real, it can be a strictly platonic relationship, a completely workable relationship, and nothing ever goes down. We see it all the time. You know, you was giving me an example earlier, but the main thing is that as a man, you have to understand that Bay is number one, and best friend got to take a back seat to that.
You know, and the other thing I was gonna say is sometimes, you know, it's hard for men to do that, especially when this friend has long years with them, you know, and they may feel like, well, I can't be this way toward her because I have these years with her. But the truth of the matter is, I'm gonna just tell you, if you love that girl, you love your wife or whoever she is to you, and you don't set a standard, you're gonna lose her. I'm just gonna tell you, because the truth of the matter is, females in general, if let's just use for instance, if this best friend, if she was the one that had a boyfriend and her boyfriend had a best friend that he was calling for everything, or hey, this went down and he was calling her, or he needed advice on the relationship that he's in and he's calling her as opposed to talking to you, that best friend wouldn't like it. So what I'm saying is, it's like females only support things. A lot of times females support these men and women being best friend thing. They support it when they're not in that position, and they use, which leads me into the other topic that one of the females said, and I'll get to that in a second, but they try to use that, oh, well, why is she insecure? You know, and they go into that. They begin to feel that women are insecure because they are uncomfortable with this situation. And it doesn't mean, you know, that women are insecure. The other comment that was sent to us is, well, women are insecure. And this was by another woman.
Oh, yeah.
I'm shocked. Like, you're another woman and you're saying we're insecure. But the truth of the matter is, it's like, it does not make you insecure.
Hold up. Can we say that in some scenarios there could be some insecurity?
There might be some scenarios where there might be insecurity, yes. And I'm not even going to say no. But in most cases, I don't think, well, I'm not going to say in most cases, but in some cases, it's not insecurity at all. Mm-hmm. I think what it is when you love somebody, and this is your boo, this is your man, this is your baby, this is your king or whatever. You know, when you see that this man is running to another woman when he could be having conversations with you, it's a problem. And I think a lot of times what we're noticing is that men are having a hard time communicating with the women that they're with, and the women are having a hard time communicating with the men. So I think that a lot of what this woman is wanting to cut down on can be cut down on if you all just learn to talk to each other and learn to communicate with each other. But the problem is a lot of couples aren't talking. So what? So when things get too tight for him, where does he want to run?
Well,
to his best friend.
Well, the main thing that we need to understand on that is sometimes you do get to a point where you need to walk away, let calmer heads, give some space. Because if y'all just had an argument, well, step one, you don't want to call somebody within earshot of the person you just had an argument with. Step one. Because, you know, you might get stabbed doing that. Then especially another woman, you get hurt and you stab. Then two, you really have to try to make best friend and bae the same person. You really got to learn how to communicate, and
right.
And it's on both sides. Where if the dude like watching sports, try to watch sports with him. If the dude like playing games, try to play the game with him. You know, it's just that point where you just want to take an interest in whatever you can do to get a closer relationship to him, to where y'all can get that time. Just do it, because when you have a situation where you have two different women, a best friend and the significant other, and they get to the point where they don't like each other, it puts you in the crossfire.
And even then, let's pause on that, because you're talking about not liking each other. I feel like, period, this is just my opinion, y'all can tell me how you feel about it, but I feel like if you and that best friend, if that so-called best friend doesn't take the time to really get to know you or take the time to say, this is who I am, you already in going down the wrong road.
Two-way street.
You know, yeah, it's a two-way street, but you know, some stuff can be messy. So anyway, but the point still remains is, you know, I think it's important that husband, that boyfriend, that significant other tells this female, hey, this is someone that's very important to me. I want you to, you know, meet this person, vice versa. You know, I think that's important because it puts things in perspective. But if you put so much into this friendship, and I like how he said, like, yeah, you need to make that person your best friend. When I met him, I was like, you about to be my best friend. You don't even know it. I told him that, you know, and he now is my best friend, like literally. But that's the thing, is it's like you have to become friends with people. You have to become friends first. Like, and most of the time that solves a lot of the issues within the relationship is when you become friends, y'all talk, you communicate. You can cut down on a lot of the stuff the mishaps or the things that you don't understand. You can cut down on that. You could be like, he could be like, yeah, hey, I'm gonna call my friend, see how she's doing. Okay, cool. You could be chill about it when you all have open communication and when things have been put in their place. But if things ain't put in their place and you keep walking in and your husband is laid up for an hour or more on the phone with his friend that you ain't met.
Once again,
that you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, though, you gotta be mindful of that. You do.
We really gotta be, the discretion is key on that situation. But even with that being said, you just gotta make sure that, you know, the habitual line stepping and respect is being shown for the woman that you lay your head with.
Right.
That's the main thing, because if it's not, then you basically taking the piece that you could be living with and exchanging that for a relationship that ain't a relationship. You know, you want to make sure that, you know, you don't let a friendship kill a relationship that you might want to be in. And, and two, you just want to make sure that you know, put that on the table. You know, if a man has a female best friend, you don't like it, and that's a non-negotiable, put that on the table. Just
say it from the jump.
You know,
but don't act like you okay with it, and then down the road when he hanging out, trying to hang out with his friend, you got a problem. If you know, you might be the type where you be like, yeah, you can have a female friend
coming over,
but you can't be hanging out with this person late, like,
or a friend want to hang out with y'all, and it's always a weird three-way.
It's always a late night type thing. I want to hang out, or I want to come by and see my friend, but it's always after hours, or you want to. You know, a lot of different scenarios. You want to be. You don't want to be. Keep that open. Keep it open, and talk about it from the jump, so you don't have those issues. The other thing, keeping it moving. The other thing that was sent in by a different person was, that females were insecure. We talked about that, but then they also said women are just scared that the best friend may be what he wants in a woman. Now I'm gonna stop right there. That. The woman may feel like the best friend may be what he wants in a woman. Now I'm gonna tell you something. This was a really bold thing to send in to another woman. Because I'm gonna tell you something. When I read that, I got a little hot under the collar myself because I was thinking like, what?
It wasn't my friend that sent that. So
I'm just saying, like. It's a bold statement to think that this man is possibly, you know, most women aren't thinking, oh, this guy or this best friend is really who he wants. You know what I'm saying? Because I look at it like this. If he wanted her, he would be with her.
Or she could be like Erykah Badu.
You know what I'm saying?
She don't want him.
You know what I'm saying? Right. But it's like, if you know, so I eliminate that in the first place, and then I had to look at this, and I was like, you know what, this is something that a best friend, this person that sent this must be a best friend, because that's a best friend response. oh, it's cause I'm really what he wanting in a woman.
She the
but
prototype.
I'm gonna tell you something. This kind of response also reveals really how you feel, because little do you know, when a best friend goes to saying comments like that, you better rest assured that friend feels somewhere in there that they have some envy toward the relationship. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't even
Because
envy. She just feel like what I'm.
if a female, no, babe. If a female says that, oh, she just mad because I'm the type of woman that he would want. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna.
If a female says that,
I'm gonna tell you.
I'ma just tell
I'm
you
gonna
right
tell
now.
you what I've seen in real life. I've seen women that are in full-blown relationships, married with kids, straight out compare themselves to other women that are in relationships that are with their quote-unquote male friends or even family members. And some women have a bad habit of comparing themselves to other women.
No, but this
and
ain't
it's
the woman
completely
comparing
unaligned.
herself to that woman.
But this is best
This
friend.
is the best friend
This is
saying,
best friend basically
"Oh,
saying,
he
I'm around so long because he really want to be with somebody like
me." Right.
And that's what I'm saying. But that's, once again, that's
bull crap.
that's a comparison.
That is bull
That is a comparison.
crap.
Because
the years
woman-
don't matter.
every woman in a relationship with a dude feels like she's the best thing that ever happened to him. Say I'm lying.
I'm gonna say this. If
Every woman that's in a relationship with a guy feels like she's the best thing that ever happened to him.
when she really, a lot of times, there's somebody that has done something better than you.
I said that.
Get on my nerves. But the truth of the matter is, it's like, I don't want to say that men don't experience being in a relationship with someone that is like a great compatible person. A lot of times, men do have those kind of relationships. What I am saying though is that as a best friend, for you to fix your mouth to think that the reason you have been kept around this long is because you're the woman he wants, all you're doing is revealing that you have some type of hidden desire or connection with this person, and that's dangerous for the that is one reason why a woman would have insecurity is don't nobody want to be in a relationship with a man, about to marry a man, or already married to a man, and his best friend has these type of things going on in their mind, because what it does suggest is you get to thinking like, okay, wait a minute. So did he may have something in the past with this person?
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Because, and that's a real thought.
Right, but bottom line that I have on the door for real is if you a man, no woman want to be second to nobody. If you're a man, you don't want to be second to her male best friend. And a dumb woman want to be, you got to understand that when a woman's in love with you and she like you, she a Highlander. There can only be one, and she wants to eliminate anything that would get in the way of you and her being happy together. And you got to understand that.
So, but wait, since you know that no woman wants to be second to anybody, it's clear how you can understand that a best friend would feel some type of way when a new woman comes into place and they have to take a back seat.
Well, once again, they have to take a back seat.
Yeah, but even the fact that they're feeling some kind of way like they should be number one is a problem.
No,
You're not number one in this man's life.
Right.
Because if he wanted you out of 8 years, 16, 15, 30 years, if he wanted you, he would have been with you.
Most female best friends know that. They understand that. And they give that situation space.
I'm going to just say, because I used to be a best friend too. And the truth of the matter is, when I was a best friend, I'm going to be honest, I was upset because I was seeing him with these women that he didn't need to be with. And at the truth, the core of it all, and at the core of it all, I felt like this guy really wants someone like me.
What?
He don't want that person. And I felt that way as a best friend.
Oh.
So it doesn't take me by surprise if best friends have that mindset where they feel like, oh, I didn't had him all these years, or he needed me. I'm always going to be around. Have several seats. Because the truth of the matter,
out, man, the truth comes out.
What you mean the truth comes out?
So you've been the best friend before, huh?
Yeah, what do you mean? Of course.
So he don't want them, he wants you.
Yeah.
Didn't she just say that?
No, what I'm saying is that is what she said. But what I'm saying is it's revealing your true intentions. I was there. That's how I can talk
your
on it.
Your intention was he should have been with you and not dating these other women.
Yeah, and I eventually.
But did you want him?
Yeah, and I told him that. I let him know. I said, hey, you know what? The reason you ain't happy is because you with these other suckers. You need to get rid of real one. And we ended up getting together. Now, I ended up breaking up with him, but we ended up getting together.
Yeah, make your next move your best move, huh?
You know what I'm saying? Boss up. But anyway.
That's pimp game online.
Hey.
Coming soon, y'all.
No, but what I'm saying though, so let's get back to the other part because we don't want to go over our time. So the other part of what she said was, best friend may be what he wants in a woman because she's been around so long and she might not be able to meet the best friend's standard. I about hit the roof. Standard.
Right, but see.
What kind of? Wait.
But what she just said was.
Wait.
When she was with her best friend, she set a standard that these other women were not living
No.
up to.
I didn't say I set a standard. I just said they weren't me. But
so he should get with you instead of them other women.
When I felt like
because they less than.
I felt like he should have got with a winner. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
That's what I felt. So anyway, but this is another part that just really kind of got under my skin. Is this now? I love this person, which is why we're not putting their names out there. And she know I love her because I said I love you, but you crazy. But the truth of the matter is when you're revealing so much by saying that you set this standard that this person can't achieve. What just came to my mind, it just came to my mind. There is a movie called My Best Friend's Wedding. It's with Julia Roberts and this other guy. And Julia Roberts is friends with this man. This man, right? Here's the dynamic of their situation. They were actual best friends, but they were best friends that decided to date at one point. And they decided, you know what, we're going to try this out and date. But they ended up breaking up because there were things that she wouldn't do. Like, he would want to hold her. He would want to do certain things with her. And she would not want that. And he began to realize she's not really the person that I want to be with.
Being honest.
So
that topic has been the subject of several romantic and not romantic comedies where the woman or the dude is the best friend and they go to the wedding and wish her happy when secretly they in love with her.
But wait a minute. I think it's the plot of a lot of stories because it's so true. It's a lot of people out here pretending that they've been honest, but they harboring these feelings for people, and it's like,
hey, Kareem Bailey Ray, breathless.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you. But the truth of the matter is it's like I think that is the insecurity or the fear behind a lot of women that their guy has a best friend is you want to know, okay, have you had any kind of relationship thing with this person in the past? Personally, the reason I think it's important to ask that is because you don't want to have that issue where it's like, wait a minute, so you mean to tell me this your bestie, but your bestie, y'all done done the do. You know, y'all done been like that together. So these are things that you really ought to talk about, because you need to be able to, that man needs to be able to know or secure your heart, your mind. This is not this is not going to go here. But then at the same time, you know, you need to be able to know that when he leaves, when he's doing whatever he's doing, you know, there is no rekindled fire. So I think it's a true thing to look at. But with this being the thing is like, I know that some men have women that have been in their lives for a long time. I've you know, been friends to some guys, and you know, I know that when they, you know, dealt with me, they were like, wow, you're really not like anybody else, which I counted it a badge of honor. But then again, I still remain single. You know what I'm saying? So obviously I wasn't the one they wanted, you know, but even that being the case, it's still important that, you know, you don't get it in your head that, oh, you are the epitome of what this man wants.
Well,
because being a best friend and you have that in your mind already, especially if you get to, you looking at my balloon is flying around.
No,
but think about it, especially if you get into a point where you're introducing the two, and a female might kind of feel like, you know, they're grilling that woman like, okay, what you got, blah, blah, blah. Women can pick up on that.
Yeah, they can. But I just want to just make sure that, you know, number one, that if you were the best friend, if you're the man and you have best friends, and if you got opinions on this, man, just please go ahead and comment. Let us know.
Yes.
We want to give a very...
What are you doing?
I'm trying to get the balloon. Happy birthday.
Oh, it's my birthday.
To my better half.
My
Just happy birthday. You know, that too. And then our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody that was affected.
Oh, he's shutting this down, y'all.
About the situation.
Because this, I guess
downtown.
we got way too deep. We got too deep.
You know, no, we ain't get too deep.
Oh, we ain't get too deep.
Real.
But we gotta, but give me your answer before we go. Give me your answer, because this is one of our viewers' comments. So what do you feel?
I feel that as a man, yeah, you do have, when you're around women, you do have a tendency to have a bar that certain women either meet or exceed. Mm-hmm. And so when you're in a relationship, you're just getting to know them to see if they are worth being with or not. And sometimes you do have a tendency to compare women to other women. Mm-hmm. You know, hey, this woman does this woman does that. You know, and that does affect things. The problem that you have is, am I comparing you with a woman that another woman that's right here? And that's the next thing. If you got somebody that you confide in, quote unquote, friend, best friend, whatever, mm-hmm. then they need to be more like a big or little sister or something like that. They don't need to be like somebody you actually go mess around with or go slide in. And that's the main thing I'm just saying. Find a way to make sure that Bae knows that she's number one. And if Bae has a problem with your man having a female best friend, then you need to put that up front before things get too serious and before stuff happens. Because that's the main thing that I'm saying.
I agree.
Know, and yeah, because we're all going to set standards. You know, some of us, like my mom passed away, and some other stuff happened to where you start looking at women when you start getting serious, like, what kind of hygiene they keep up. Do they cook and clean? How are they with my children?
Right.
Things of that nature. And if men that have women friends, some of them have those relationships, and you do set that up. And then when stuff happens, sometimes your boy can't tell you what a woman really is. Can't get into the mind of, you may have said something completely out of line and you did not know it was completely out of line. So having a woman's ear or a woman to kind of give you feedback does help. But they need to stay in their lane. And that's the main thing. They just got to stay in their lane.
Stay in your lane. But yeah, I agree. I agree with everything he said. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to cut it short because our live feed was actually longer and we didn't have no sound. So we had to redo this, and hopefully this answers some of the questions. But again, send us your questions. Send us any questions, anything that you may have. that you want us to answer on any previous podcast, we'll certainly address it. And we're just glad you all came to take some time with us.
And we will get it on Facebook. We'll share the video, Instagram, and we'll put those links on our YouTube channel, www.jonesundergroundpodcast.com. And you guys have a very good evening. And once again, happy birthday, sweetie.
Thank you.